Hello. My God. Hello. Hi. And welcome to the eighth, I think, game dev stream. Yeah, eighth, eight. We're on eight now. And yeah, hi. Where we left off last time, we got this drone to spawn, but he won't. I'm gonna delete this thing because it keeps spawning on me. So we got the drone to spawn in and follow us, but he won't target enemies and will instead target us. And also, he only follows us from the floor. Oh, I accidentally hit the wrong key there. Yeah, so what we want to do is we want to make him follow us from that height rather than the floor. I don't know if he can do that at the moment without having, like, get position and set height to a certain amount. Because I think move to will make him move on the floor. But yeah. And at the moment he's not shooting anything. Now I was doing this to basically go and find the thing and shoot them every now and then. And this can work. Spawn. Actor from class. And then we just get project enemy first person projectile. Try this. We'd get controller. Cast to drone controller. Plug that in there. And as a controller, we want to set focus. And the new focus will be this tag actor. Nope. And what we can do so you want to add and remove that if that's the case, but we also want to check if there's anything in this. So get enemies in range. If this is equal. If it's greater or equal to 1. I would need the length. So we get that. We get the length. And if it's greater than... To be fair, we don't even need greater or equal. If it's greater than 0. If it is, it will go through. If not, it will just stop there. So we can add enemies in range and remove enemies in range. And they should... Oh, yeah, I need to transform. So spawn location is going to be self. So get actor location. And same with the rotation. There we go. Where's he gone? Is that because he's trying to do this attack as... No, his only attack is move 2. And then he kind of just gets stuck. Oh, he's getting stuck because that's out of his bounds, right. Yeah, he's not setting the focus. When I did the lightning attack... How did I do that? That was like the status component. And it was down here. See, there I did a multi-sphere trace by channel. Maybe I'll do the same thing here. I'm gonna... Hang on. Enemy... Drone. Event overlap, end overlap. I was gonna print. Just gonna put +1. Or plus exclamation. We'll go with that. Yes, we've got them. But it's constantly trying to face me because of the way it's moving. So either that or it is actually just detecting me as a... Hang on. If I extend this even out of their range. So if I go like all the way over here. Is there a way to stop him turning towards where he's moving? Orient rotation to movement. Okay, that's what I need to turn off. That is off. Then why is he still doing it? Maybe I need to actually leave that on. Nope. He shouldn't. I don't want him to rotate at all. God damn it. Unreal Engine AI rotates towards movement. Yeah, but I don't want. I don't want them to rotate towards it. I just want them to. Maybe I turn that off? Okay, that's fine. But now if he gets focus, can he... I don't think he's ever getting a focus. I'm actually setting the target actor. Yeah, set target actor to the one that we hit. I don't want to do that. I want to set it to the array. Huh. Yeah, I'm kind of stumped on this. I did it for a drone before. How did I do it then? Move towards, simple move to action, move to location or actor. I had any trouble with this before. I don't think it's setting the focus, really. Is enemy like full caps or is it lowercase? Abyssal tank, melee. Enemy. Tag. Yep, enemy, full case. I think the EQS thing is going to be the best thing for it. But I can't figure it out. First person. Blueprints. Drone. Because I got the route here. And I think the first problem is I put the AI perception on the character. I need to put it on the controller, I think. Wait, did I put it on the character controller for the enemy? Yeah, I have no idea. EQS, first person, blueprints, drone. Enemy. Nope. Okay, so that one will work. But the problem with that is it will only work on normal enemies. And I don't think there's a way I can... Can I do it like this? No, I thought not. Do I get rid of this one? Hang on, I'll save it. Yeah. But if I get rid of this... If I put this one over here... Because I think it's like blueprint. Yeah, now it goes to them. I want to basically combine these, but I don't think you can. Then what the hell is the point of this route? Listener content. Let's go by player context for now. Player. I think I need first person character. Nope. Man, I don't know. I'm actually kind of lost on this one. I have no idea how to get this simple. This should be simple. So why is it not feeling like? I feel like I'm missing the easiest fucking shit. God. I can't get perceived actors to work. How does player context work? Okay, so maybe that's the problem. Content. First person. Blueprints. Drone. Maybe you just need like another context. No, that's not one. Let's just call it. Enemy context. Look that in there. Remember that? Okay. So on this I did a function for provide actor set. Do we want to get all actors of class? We want enemy. We want. Oh, hang on. Can I do get all actor of? I don't know. That could work. Enemy. File save. Go back to the EQS. We go enemy context. Thanks, Unreal. Very cool. Oh, why? Tell you what, I'm going to take this opportunity to go and have a quick look at a different project I did. And see if I can figure out how I at least got the flying to work as I did. Because at the moment, I can't figure that out. The problem is this one takes a while to load, so... We'll be back in a bit. Alright, I'm back. And this is actually a different project that I did in the past. This is a thing I did for a game jam. The Epic Games Mega Jam, which I was late for submitting this, so it didn't actually get entered in the competition at all. But this is a game I call The Esteemed Thief. And the reason I want to go back to this is because of my AI, the drone. Because I managed to get this. If it loads, it's a pretty decently stacked project, so it takes a while to load. Anything might have crashed. Hopefully, it hasn't crashed. There we go. I managed to get this to basically run to do what I want my current one to do. Where it would. It's a very cool looking drone. I didn't make the model, but where it would, this is what we need, fly to. So what it does is it says it just has move to location on the AI controller. And I think that's what I need to do. Because I think I had the same problem I do with the current one where move to made it go along the floor. So yeah, I think I just need to use move to location on the. Because this behavior tree is basically something what I'm trying to do now, which is kind of flies there and then shoots. But I want mine to basically do a parallel of flying and shooting. But yeah, close that. So that's in the AI controller. Just got to remember that. Can minimize that a little bit. Nope. Okay. Epic Games back. Yep, there it is. That's like the first time I booted that project up in about a year, I think. Has it been a year? I did that last. Oh, where was Epic? When was the last Epic Games Mega Jam on? That would have been like 20. Could try and restore selected. I don't think it's going to work. Hey, here we are. Right, so one of the things I also looked up was like how to test EQS. I need a EQS blueprint class of EQS. I need a testing pawn. And it's just going to be drone test. I need to actually, I think, set this. How do we test it to actually have the. Maybe our query template, we want it to do. Find closest enemies. Now, if we go back into find closest enemies, we can do get actors of class. Can we do that without with enemy context? Around the player context. So we get the first person. Didn't even know that was a thing you could do. Why is this being so fucking difficult, man? I just want to get the enemies around the plate that he can see. I shouldn't be having this much issue with this. How'd I do the find player one? Melee. Tasks. There's an EQS here, which is actors of class generate a set of actors of class. So it generate a set of enemy context. No, because that's a search center. I don't want it to be a search center. I want it to literally be. Can I still do enemy? Nope. Well, I've got nothing then, because I didn't put them all in a masterclass. Enemy. BP drone. Well, I should be able to change the move to so it's ranged. No, content, enemy, melee. Content, it's not a enemy, it's a player thing. First person. Blueprints, drone, behavior G drone. So I want to do a new task. Blueprint base. BT task. Fly. Forgot I got to put it in there. Event. Execute. AI. Own a controller. Move to location. That's the one. Stop on overlap. Destination. So you just put variable blackboard key selector. Put that to that. Rename that to BB key. Get value as vector. Acceptable radius. And end. I want to stop an overlap. End. Sucks. I can never remember the finish execute. That's the one I want. So we can strafe, allow partial path, filter class, don't need that. Hoping that works. Just want to drag that away from them so they won't follow me. Oop. Whoops. Okay, now we should be able to focus on enemies, right? Nope. Well, I've got him to... Doesn't it delete that thing? Oh, right, it's probably deleted half the code. Hang on. Not exactly, no. It just refuses to get the focus. And I don't actually think it's getting any of these actors at all. We're going to make a task for this instead. So what, drone attack. So what's going to happen is... we're going to do a... sphere trace. By channel. The control pawn. Get location. Is the start and end. The radius is going to be like... we'll go for like 1,000. I'm also going to draw a debug for duration. And we can do actors to ignore. Get player. Ignore the player character. And the control pawn. Make array. So ignore the self and ignore the player character. Yes, it says ignore self down there. This is more of a failsafe. So we want to do a break. For each loop we break, you split that. For each loop, and then we break this. So the loop body is going to be I guess the first thing will be did it hit anything at all? If it did, we'll do that. If we didn't, we finish. If it did, we want to basically do the same thing that I just got rid of in here. Where we basically we're going to get the distance so we need to set a few variables. We need float, current, Pavis. Current closest. Going to get this. Get the array distance. And we see... Could get branch. And we're going to do... less. So if this is less than the current closest, one thing I need to do as well is check. I think that might have been a mistake actually. I didn't check if this equals 0. Is this great? That might be why. Oh my god, that's probably what it was. Is this greater? So is A greater than B? So is current closest anything above 0? If it is, it will do this. If it's not, it's just going to set this. It's going to set that there. So what we've got is we've got loop body goes into checks if it's above 0, because if it hasn't, it's the first one. So it will set that as the current closest. And current target. And that needs to be an actor. Should be the out hit actor. The one thing I need to do as well, I'm just going to make sure they have tag. Has tag. Actor has tag. Do they have a tag of enemy? If they do, can move on to the next one. If they don't, it doesn't go anywhere. Do they have the tag? If so, yes. It'll find the current. If it haven't, if we have a closest, it'll do that. Then we'll go to the current closest versus the new one. See if it's less than. If it's closer than the current one, then it'll set that to the current closest and set it as a current target. So if A is less than B, it will set that to. It will do all that as well. If it's not, it will just move on to the next one. And I've just realised this entire time I was... Oh my god, I'm an idiot. This entire time I've been like worrying about like, oh, what if they can't see the enemy? This is the visibility channel. I don't think it can go through walls. I think it literally gets blocked if it can't. I'm hoping that's the case. That'd be good if it does. As far as I can tell, if it's a trace, it should hopefully like. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong in that thinking, but it might not be. It might do. If it does, then that saves me so much trouble. If not, I've got to do a line trace to make sure it hits it, or like a can has line of sight or something. I know. I need to do like some visibility check. But for now, we're just gonna get it so you can even shoot them at all. Sets the current target. When that's done, we want to set the focus as this current target. And the only controller is the only controller. Don't need that. So yeah, we want to just kind of do that. Finish execute success, finish execute thanks. And then we just want to clear. I don't even know if we need to clear this necessarily. Because when we run the task again, it'll be a new instance of it. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to do it. I don't know if I can just clear. Remove. I think the only way to do it is that you should just set it as nothing. So we just do this. And that might work. That might work. I'm hoping it works. Oh, right, yeah, I haven't actually hooked up the attack. That would help. Drone attack. There we are. And I don't think we actually use these blackboard keys anymore. Get rid of these. I'll save, do that. Play. Come on, drone. Oh yeah, hang on, that's gonna... I need to do it in a parallel. Simple parallel. That's the main task, that's the side task. There we go, save, done, go. Nope. Did I turn off his ability to rotate? I think I might have. Pitch. Your. Yeah, I think I did. Give me a sec. Yeah. That'll be why. think he's kind of working as I want him to. Is it something in the controller then? Drone controller. So we've got actor tick. Set control rotation from pawn orientation. When he has a focus, though, he does seem to actually aim at them regardless of which direction he's moving, which is fine. So that kind of actually works. The only problem is he's still sinking to the floor. Why is he doing that? So the move to... Because I'm still using a very basic move to fly. That's why. I want to do... Drone tag location. Save. Let's try that. Okay, that literally changed nothing. Use pathfinding. Let's turn off pathfinding. That's kind of what we want. I do want to also change it so the controller controls all the other. I don't need to control. I think I need to control the pitch as well. There we go. I kind of like that. Now the only thing I've got to... So that works. That actually works. Now question. Does it actually block my visibility? So with this wall in the way there, they should be in range. No, it doesn't. So he is still going to try and aim at things that just don't exist. Ah, why? Okay. Unreal Engine check if actor has line of sight. Don't know about perception, but I'm having issues with that working. Huh. There's literally a thing to see. Hang on. Is there literally just a line of sight command? Control pawn. Line. Ah. Oh, why? So we just get the controller. And we can just do... another check here. So act res tag. If that's true, do they also have line of sight? Outhook actor. And the viewpoint. The eye position be if vector uses view target's current eye position. So I'm going to leave that as 0 because that should alternative check. Branch. So if that's true, I want to check if it has line of sight to them. If that's true, I want to do a print string C, and I want to do another one if it fails. No C. Put that in there. Put that there. And hope this works, really. And to check that, I'm just going to put... So if we just go here... No C, no C, no C, no C, no C. And if I take away like a little bit of this wall to reveal this dude, and I go here, no C, no C, no C, no C, C, and now he's gonna... Oh my god, that actually works. Oh, I found it! Oh my god, that caused me so many issues. I spent ages. I spent so goddamn long looking for like EQS things and all that. And you're telling me this entire goddamn time that there was a it was just a case of this one node that is literally called a line of sight. Why? God. Alright, cool, whatever, it's working. Okay, this is fucking spaghetti code, but it's here. We've got it. It's in. It's going. Let's try and tidy this up a bit. So we got... I also put some comments on it so I remember what it does. So first off, we got a very simple... traces around the enemy. So... sphere trace. To get... sphere trace checks if any enemies are in range. If so, it adds them to an array. Move this down here, move this down here, expand that. Put that there. Put that there. Put that there like that. Checks if actor is an enemy. Non-enemies shouldn't be hit by this. However, this is to check. Actually, I think I can change the trace channel just to damage my... Yeah, I just leave it as visibility. Non-enemies shouldn't be hit by this. However, this is to make sure. Okay. Then we can bring that down here. Checks if the drone has line of sight. I keep doing random capitals. If the drone has line of sight to the enemy. You bring that down as well. Plug that into there, just make it a bit neater. Get rid of this now. If they do, it moves on. Where here, it will check if they have checks if it's further away than 0. This is for the first. This is to check if this is the This is to check if this is the first enemy of the array. As it should never be 0 or less. Because it's always got to be a distance away, so it's gonna have to be at least like 0.1 Unless it's literally inside the drone, at which point, well, rip. Put that there, make that all nice and neat. And this is... we're checking the current closest by checking checks if this enemy is closer than last one it checked. If so, it sets it. Closest and current target. There we go, that looks a bit neater there. Let's just do like that with that. That's kind of fine as this actually. Just plug that over there like that. It's a very nice neat line. For that we just do that. And for that just do that. I'm just trying to basically make it neater so that in the future if I need to come back to this and edit any of it, it will be a lot easier to follow. And then it's just going to be a case of spawns. So sets, focus, so drone aims at enemy. And then fires projectile May change to line trace later and needs fires projectile. It's currently a temporary projectile at the M. May change to line trace later. There we go. Get rid of that command because I can tell when he's firing now. Sets the current target. We also want to set this to 0 as well. Again, I'm pretty sure it resets anyway, but just to be safe. What we can do is just put that in there, compile, save, done. And now we've got a simple drone attack and fly. Now I could actually do a cooldown on this. So I could do a cooldown. And then rather than having it just like delay this finishing, I could just do something else instead. But I don't think I really need to. Since yeah, it kind of just seems to be right. But yeah, that seems good. Right. So we've got a drone in. It fires. Now we just need to make it. So we still need to make it spawn in by a perk rather than just spawning in. And we also need to make sure this thing has no collisions, because apparently it does. Even though I'm pretty sure I told it not to. So we're gonna get rid of that attack range, don't need that. So event graph, collisions. It does have collisions. Collision preset, no collision. No collision. And the mesh, no collision. Let's try this now. Let's get rid of this because didn't need that. Yes, now we can just go through him. Which is exactly what we want. That's good. That's real good. Right. Oh, good. So that should work fine now. I just want to test if he's actually going for the closest. Get rid of him. Is he still confined to the... No, sorry, he doesn't even need pathfinding. He isn't going for the closest all the time. Can take him a while to attack. Pretty sure I've only... Oh, it's set to 5 seconds, that's why. Yeah, I think that works fine. He seems to be working fine. Let's just for now put it to 1, so it's a bit easier to test. Now he is firing regardless, and he shouldn't be doing that. Because I haven't... Oh, that's simple enough. Is valid. The other one. If they're not valid, they haven't been set. So finish. Execute. Success. Okay. And... Why are you not moving now? Is it because it's happening so often? So delay complete. Compile, save, play. Yeah, it's happening so often it would just stay in place. Then we move out of range. He stops firing. We get back in range. He keeps firing again. All right, yeah, that works. That looks really well, actually. I kind of like how that looks. The only thing I'm going to do is, before we get him to spawn at the right time, file save everything first, just so I don't lose any of that progress. What's nice as well is that because he's not using his navigation mesh, he actually doesn't even need a nav mesh at all to fly. Because he moves directly towards him. So it means that if the player goes out of a navigation mesh by whatever means, like I am currently, where the enemies can't move, but I can, the drone can still move. So first things first, first person character, blueprints, player character, the orbit outer that we've got at the moment. Yeah, we want to make that invisible. And we also want to change the speed of it. Because at the moment, I think it's rotating movement. How do I change the speed? Parent socket, pivot, rotation in local space. Set updated component, that's fine. Rotating movement. Alright, time to look it up. Rotating movement component UE5. Change speed. You can use set physics angular velocity. Nope, that's not what I need. Make rotating objects.
Hello, it's Philip from Easy Unreal and
Blueprint class. Rotating movement. Rotation. Where the fuck is that? Oh, it's right there. Alright. So I want to change that. Pivot translation. Pivot translation. Oh, you're going to tell me? You're going to tell me now this whole time I could actually have it where the pivot's different? Oh, whatever. So we've got 180. We're going to change that to like 90. Want to half it. And because the drone's a bit quick, we want to also change the drone speed. And that would just be the movement speed. So we're going to change his max fly speed, because that's the movement he's in, to 300. Power save. Maybe a little bit slower. Just make sure this is the movement speed that's affected. I just set it to 10. Yep, that's definitely the one that's affected. 250. Let's try that. A little bit slower. 200. There we go. I'm going to go 220 actually. Yeah, I think that's about right. Kind of just lags behind it. Turn the debug off. Compile save. And there we go. We've got a glowing white cube that will chase the other glowing white cube. And Jesus, they are really bright, I've just realised. Ooh, actually, no, we don't want to do that. We want to keep... We do actually want to keep the drone speed to about the same. Because we want to keep up with the player. Ah, screw it. We're just going to leave it spinning around as fast as it was then. Now, one thing, can this drone go through walls if I go behind the wall? Can it follow me? Yeah, it can. Cool. That's fine. That's what we kind of want it to do. Because if we don't, it's going to just get stuck and it's not going to know how to get to us. So it following us through walls is fine. Alright, cool. Now we just need to make sure this thing spawns in when we want it to. So for that, we need to make a new perk script. Because at the moment we've got blueprints, drone, no. Blueprints, skill system, perk details. So at the moment we've got support drone as a that's what it's called. So I want to just get that name, go into the character, scroll down, add a new pin, and support drone. And then we're just going to make... I'm just going to duplicate this one for now because none of these are really similar to it, but update. Update drone, I'll just call this one. So it's support drone. So it's only one tier, which I'm going to actually, I think, change. But, so it's one tier, and for now, so it should just be a case of spawn actor from class, a drone, BP drone, and spawn transform. If we just get these orbit outer, get location, get the world location of this, plug it in there. Can leave everything else, and that should be it. Now we just go update perks. Update drone. Plug it in. Scroll down here, whack it in there. Just for testing's sake, get the print screen. drone. Control C. Go to the event graph. That. Do that by 1. Compile. Save. First person. Play. You need to get rid of the actual drone that's here. Okay. And if we press L. We spawned in, but his AI didn't activate. And there's a reason for that. Actually, is there a reason, good reason for that? I feel like he should just activate. Controller? Yep, BP drone controller. Yep. L. He spawns in. Why doesn't he activate? BP drone. View. Let's go drone controller. Test. Print string hello. We didn't actually say hello when he... Because he spawns in without a controller, I bet. Is that why? Is he spawning in without his controller? Spawn actor... How do I spawn enemies? Hello, Electus 200. How are you? Spawn enemies. I'll do cast to the controller. That might be why. Yeah, that's probably why it's not working when I'm spawning him in. Same to yesterday. Good to hear. All my days, same me. Yeah, about the same really. Kind of same as yesterday, I guess. This time actually, I've got more done on this than I did I was at yesterday though, so that's always good. Making progress. I've got a drone that follows me around. Now I'm just trying to spawn him in at the right time. Where is it? BP drone. Drone attack, maybe? The game's a first-person shooter, wave-based shooter, a bit like COD Zombies, with some roguelike elements put into it. So when the round ends, you get to pick one of 4 perks that it randomly gives you, and then go on to the next round. More enemies spawn, gets harder. End of the next wave, you get to get another random selection of perks, and you can pick one of those. And yeah, it's kind of just gonna be like a wave-based shooter. That's the idea of it. I'm just trying to combine because I like roguelike games. I like games like Enter the Gungeon and such. And I also like games like COD Zombies and I kind of want to combine them in a way because I haven't really seen that been done much. The only thing I can think of that's kind of similar to it is the infinite survival mode that Risk of Rain 2 has. But yeah, that's kind of the idea of it. It's very early in development. As you can see, it's not really like any visual things except for this. I made this on stream once. I've got like the cell shading done for the art style. I just need to actually make the assets for it. But so far we got the wave system working. We got the the perk system working. We're just basically adding perks at the moment. I want to get to about 30 perks, and then I'm going to go on to something else in the game. And I'm hoping one day to be able to make it multiplayer, but I don't know if I'll be able to. Because I tried to before, and I had a lot of trouble with it. Thanks for the... Yeah, I'll try my best. Let's see. So we got first person, BP drone attack. So when they spawn in, is this your first project? It's not my first project. I've been in kind of game development projects for about 5 years or so with because I did it at university and college. But this is probably like my first big project that I'm doing by myself. I've made like one game jam game since I left uni, but this is like my first big project. It might have been a bit ambitious to. I thought it would be a simple one at first, but it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would have. Yeah. I've got my other projects. I haven't got any of them saved on this computer because I have them all on the hard drive, which is buried somewhere. But I do have one other one I can show. A bit of. Save selected. Give me a minute. I've got one that I can show. This is a thing I was supposed to make for a game jam, but it didn't really actually get there. I kind of didn't get to finish making it before. It's a bit laggy, so I don't know how well it'll work. And so I don't know how loud this is gonna be, so hopefully this doesn't deafen everyone. But yeah, basically, I'm going to turn that down on the desktop audio. Jesus, that's loud. So this is supposed to be for a game jam. And... Nope. Is it gonna work? Ah, thanks. Yes, the menu was the most rushed part of this. It's a bit laggy because I think it might have cranked the settings up. And it's not... Oh, there we are. There is actually a packaged version of this project. I probably should have just run that. Because at the moment it's trying to do all the shaders. And I've just escaped out of it. Let's try it again. Start.
Remind me again, why are you listening to a bathroom of all places? I know it's turfy, but surely there must be a better way. Because this is the least secure entrance to the building.
God, the game is actually deafening me at the moment because I forgot to turn down the audio. But yeah, so basically the whole thing is you're going to sneak through this building and this looks like Painkiller, does it? I've not seen Painkiller. All this most of this environment was made with what's the face? Quixel Megascans assets and stuff from Sketchfab. Because it was supposed to be for a game jam, so I didn't actually have much time to make the stuff. I did make the animations for this though, like the shooting and the reloading. I was quite happy with how that turned out. And I've added in a grapple gun, which you can swing around with. This is in the editor. Also, I did all the voice acting, so it's really terrible. But yeah, you got a grapple gun, and there's these cameras that, if they spot you, will spawn in drones that will come and shoot you. And you've also got a high jump by holding space and releasing it. Interactions all work. But yeah, there is a version of this that runs a lot better. It's just I can't remember where I've saved it on my computer. I've actually got this uploaded to itch.io if you want to give it a go. It's only very short. Yeah. Well, actually, I didn't actually make the deadline for the game jam. Actually, I was off by quite a while because I ran out of time and I just wanted to finish it instead. And yeah, you go to this holdout section where you basically got to live for so long. But yeah, it's fully like functional. It's got like Payday 4. Yeah. Payday without any perks at all. Shortest heist known in Payday. But yeah, this kind of I learned a lot about how to make flying AI with this because it's not as easy as I'd like it. I feel like it should be because you got to try and tell them where to go. So I had to like do a line trace on the floor, points on the floor, and then line trace upwards to give them a random height. And then you go up here. Flying things are Portal references. To be honest, I was just looking for like a steampunk-like drone, and that was like one of the first free-to-use models I could find. But yeah, and then we got the credits, which you can skip. They go on for a while, so I'm gonna just skip them. But yeah, that's currently it's the only, it's the best project I've actually made. That, and it's the shortest one. Thank you. Yeah. If you want, I'll link because I've got an itch.io link for it somewhere. You can actually see, you can play it if you really want. Let me have a look for that. Itch.io. Not signed in. There we go. Steamed Thief. There we go. There's the page for it. Just need to go back to my project now. I've been meaning to change the name. That's the old name, so I need to change that to Volteripal. But yeah, thanks for that. Hopefully, I will get successful. That's the hope. I wanna make games that people will enjoy. That's the idea. Because ideally, I've opened the wrong version of the project. That's the old version. Ideally, I really want to do this for like a living, really, because at the moment this is a side thing. I only stream on weekend mornings, but I really want to actually do this like every day and just making games. I want that to be my job, really. So the reason I've started streaming, to be honest, was to kind of because I spent a lot of time not working on my project. And this streams really do help actually work on it. They help me to actually focus and get stuff done on the project. When did I get into software? Again, about oh god, it'll be 2017 at this point when I started going to college, because I finished university. No, I finished not university. I finished high school. And I didn't really know what to do, and then I found that there was this is an old version of the project, that's the wrong one. I found that there was a game design course around by where I lived. And I've like played games ever since I was a little kid. And I figured, hey, why not try and make some? So yeah, were you interested before? I didn't, to be honest, I kind of was, but I didn't even know like anything about how on earth you even get into that kind of thing. So I just didn't consider it an option until I saw the college course. I was just kind of like, I didn't know anything about coding, and to be honest, I still have literally no idea about coding. The only programming I use is the Unreal programming. In terms of like actual programming, I don't know anything. But yeah, if you're actually if you're interested in getting into it, I'd really recommend just like YouTube tutorials and such, because that's kind of how we, even at college, that's kind of how we learn. We just watched a lot of YouTube tutorials, a lot of books, a lot of other tutorials, and just kind of picked it up from there. But yeah, and it became interested in software. I played Half-Life for the first time when you were 7, 8 years old. I think for me, it's probably for me. It's just playing games when I was younger. That's when I kind of was interested in it. I've always had an interest in it. I just didn't know how to like get in to actually making it. I'm trying to think what the first game that I played that really like made me fall in love with games. To be honest, I can't even remember. I know I played like a lot of Mario Kart Wii when I was growing up, so maybe that, or Jak and Daxter, maybe. That was pretty. I've always like preferred games to any other medium. You've been in love with music and software since you were little. That's good. I can't think of. I've never actually been too into music. I don't really. I did learn guitar when I was a little kid, but I feel like that was more out of like, hey, that's something that's an option. I'll give it a go. I was never like super into it. I barely practiced as much as I should have. And I attempted music software stuff, but I could not get any of like. I couldn't figure out any of like good stuff with music softwares. But yeah, I think a lot of like interest and stuff is normally formed at like a very young age, and then you kind of carry those over into adult life and start working on trying to get any work with your interest is the best way. Content. At least that's how it's been for me. First person. Yeah. First person. Where is... I always forget where I put stuff in this. There's so many folders and files. Even though this game's fairly early in development, it's actually kind of been going on and off for about a year. It's just until I've really started streaming a few weeks, about a month ago now, I haven't actually been sitting down and doing as much of work on this as I should have. Because it's I really enjoy game development, but it's also like something like it's kind of hard to get into it sometimes. And it's all like, because playing games is easier than making them, so you just kind of, sometimes I just defaulted to just playing games. Like, oh, I got up a bit late, I'll play games. Oh, I'm not really in the mood for it and stuff like that. And that just kind of led me to not work on this as much as I should have for like a solid year. Which, yeah, motivation is definitely what keeps us developing games. And I kind of lost some of that motivation. Pretty heavily, actually. And like bad habits, just because I have like a proper like full-time job outside of this, and getting into that kind of makes it feel like, well, is there actually a point trying to pursue this now, you know? Little bits of like doubt in the back of my mind and such. It kind of, yeah, it made it kind of difficult to want to work on my game because I was so doubtful that I could actually do it. But so I started. That's why I started streaming, because it was kind of, well, with streaming, what I've done is I've set aside like 2-3 hours just for the stream and just for the development of the game, and it kind of not necessarily forces me to work, but it gives me like a good reason to start working, and it's really helped. Started developing a game. Your motivation was high for the first week. Want to improve, then start developing. Losing motivation, want to develop. Yeah, that's another thing as well. Is you kind of want to hop between projects, don't you? So do you make games yourself then? Do you? I think, but you're over it now. Oh, do you more focused on the music stuff you mentioned earlier then? Or did you just kind of not really enjoy your game development as much as you thought you would? Event begin play. I'm trying to remember what I'm trying to do on this actually whilst I'm talking. So I want to get the controller. Maybe if instead of begin play on possess. Event on possess. Do that instead. I'm currently developing a real-time historical strategy game for free. That sounds really impressive. I have no idea how to even do anything like that. Are you doing it in like Unity, Godot, or Unreal? So historical strategy. You mean is it going to be like somewhat similar to Hearts of Iron then, something like that? But like, it's almost over. Pie game. I've not heard of pie game. Good look that up. Pie game. Okay, I see. Your project's all Python and Java. Well, you know a lot more about coding than I do because I don't know any of those. The only language I ever did before roughly I did a bit of I think HTML because we had to do a script in high school computer science, which was just a traffic light sequence, and that took us ages. But in terms of actual like coding, I have no idea any of that stuff. But no, that sounds really good. Actually, it's only been 4 years. Is that 4 years of knowing Python or 4 years developing it? Python and Java. Is that like how long you've been in development for in general? Development. I mean, yeah, I've been in and out. But you've been about the same amount of first language was Python, and then your second language was Java. Yeah, you kind of been like around the because again I've been on and off it for about I've been in development like learning it for like last 5 years, and all those errors. That on possess doesn't work. I don't think it's giving him the controller. But you said like you're kind of over it now. Are you just like not enjoying it as much as you thought you would? When I was 13, I started. Now I'm 17. Have the university entry exam. Oh wow! You doing a university in game design or something else? I remember when I went to university, I expected it to be very very different than what it was. I was kind of expecting like the whole. You are enjoying doing it now. Nice. I remember when I went to university, I was expecting the whole lecture hall, that kind of classic university thing. You would choose a department related to software. Yeah, I think that's something good to go into to university. Because I went in for game development. I kind of wish I went more specialized. Because I think game design at my university was very, what's the word? It was very general. Whereas it might have been better to learn like a more specific part of game design. I don't know America's education system. It's different here. Well, I'm from the UK, so I don't know what any other countries' development education systems are like. Because over here we just have over here it was very, what's the word? What's the spawner that I need? Over here it was very much a case of is all at least for my one it was all assignment based, and it was a lot of self learning. there was pretty much no actual lecture to help us. There's a spawner. There wasn't really much of a lecture. That's the game state. I realised this was British English. Yeah, this is the traditional, good old UK English. I'm from British, but nah. Start AI. It might be because I reckon I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna put a thing in. Begin play. Cast to drone. BP drone controller. Get controller. Because I think what's happening is I think the controller is spawning before the drone does, and it's kind of bugging out. So we need to do a custom event. Custom event. Begin AI. Let's try this. Let's plop that in there. Delete, delete. And what this should do is when the drone spawns in and it gets the controller, and then begin AI. Let's hope that works. Oh, I fell off the map. But yeah, in the UK, it's university is very different to how it is in America. I think it's actually in the UK, it's fairly easy to get into like a lot of universities. Because you can go, it's really easy to get into a college, and then from college you can go to university. And I don't even think you really have to even be studying the subjects before you even got there. It kind of depends. I know there's like a bunch of scoring and stuff, but there's so many universities around the UK that there's always one that you can go for. But yeah, I don't know how it works from where you're from. Also, thank you for the follow. Hope to see you in future streams. Why isn't the AI working? Is this doing camera tilt? Parkour. That's a parkour component. We don't need to worry about. Actually, why is the parkour component bugging out? That's a new problem. That's not bugged out before, and now it is. Huh. Oh, hang on. Is that because I've changed something in the player character model? Content. First person. BP. Player character. It'll probably be an initialize. Nope, that's not there. Where's begin play gone? Begin play. I may not be active in chat. I'm still developing my game. That's all fine. If you just want to like listen to the stream, I'm just appreciative that anyone turns up. To be honest, but yeah, if you turn up, if you chat, if you don't, it's all good. But yeah, it's just been nice to have you here. Initialize parkour component. And yeah, good luck on your own game as well. I hope that goes well for you. And I hope you enjoy university and hope you get into the one you want. Because you got your entrance exam, you said, so I hope you get into the one you want and it goes well for you. Has to play component, enhance local input subsystem, mapping context, get player index, set update component. Is it that? Thank you, you're almost done. That's good to hear. I am nowhere near done on mine. Trying to read function get control rotation group, camera tilt, parkour component. Get control of park. I don't know why it's having an issue with this now. Am I initializing it? Event graph. Initialize. First person character. Should be initializing. Yeah, parkour component initialize character. So why is that suddenly breaking? That's been fine up until now, and now it's having errors. At least we haven't even touched the parkour component. I have a weird feeling it's something to do with the cube I've added. Access non-trying read function, get camera tilt. Get control camera tilt function. Access none. What, from the character? Let me just try whacking that further down the component then, I guess. Control C, delete. Move that further along. Or if I just put it at the end. Initialize. Get a reference to self. Nope, that's not what I want to do. Self. Characters compile. Okay, that fixed it. I don't even know. Sure, why not? That's one way for it to work. Alright, well, that solved that problem. I still have the problem of the drone controller not starting. Get controller caster. I don't. It's not spawning with the AI, and I don't know why. When the drone controller starts, it begins AI, print string hello, runs the behavior tree, which has already got preset here. BT drone. Yep. It casts the first person character, gets the orbit, and then sets the value as the target. Is it because this event tick is running before? No, because if it's not valid, it won't do anything. And it's not coming up as an error. It's got to be something to do with the way it's spawning. But enemy spawner just does spawn actor at a transform, and that's all this should be doing as well. Update drone, spawn actor, drone, collision handling. Always spawn, ignore collision. Rotation, location, transform scale. Gonna print something here just to see if it's even running the begin play. Sup. Suo. Actually, we'll do that. Why not? Print. And then L. Okay, that works. So we'll close that. Do one here. I know there's a better way of debugging, but I just don't actually know how to do it. Print. String. Yeet. Play L. Yeah, it's not giving it the control. That eh. That literally doesn't make any sense. BP drone control. That's literally the one it's supposed to be. BP drone controller. Compile. Save. Go. Play. L. How is there anything different from when I spawn enemies in? Oh, it's because I'm not getting the AI control. Right. Okay. Get AI controller. That's what I need to do. The controlled actor is self. Reference to self. Compile. Save. Go. L. Nope. Still don't work. See this one? It spawns in. Gets game state. Goes to current wave. Random seed. Initializes. And then it gets the self AI controller and casts to itself and then starts to controller. But for some reason, it's not giving it the controller. Abyssal tank. It's all set up the exact same. Or is it? Hang on, that's controller if that's not. BP drone. I really don't get this one. Pawn. AI controller class. Goes to BP drone controller. And BP drone controller. And the Abyssal tank AI. Goes to AI. Auto possesses AI. That's not an option for mine. Where have I not got that option? Oh, wait a minute. Are these different types of characters? That's a blueprint. So the drone is a character. And the enemy is also a character. Oh, okay, there we go. Placed in the world or spawned. Oh my god, that's all I had to do. Why is it not that by default? Who decided that? I don't really need to. Shouldn't need to do this then. I should just be able to go to drone controller. Change that to begin play. Plug that in there. Delete that. Compile. Save. Go there. Play. Press L. And now he works. Cool. And now we should go in range of an enemy, and then he should start firing. Huh. Didn't think I had that there. Right, cool. There we go. Finally got the drone perk working. Jesus Christ. Okay. And other than visuals, that is now... Oh, the last thing I actually need to do is make sure he can damage the enemies, because at the moment he can't. Enemies. Abyssal tank. No. Content drone. That's what we were looking for. First person blueprints drone. We're gonna make him a new projectile. Called. It's gonna be a blueprint class. It's gonna be an actor. It's gonna be called drone project. It's gonna be a sphere. It's gonna be a bit smaller, about 0.5, I'd say. .5, there we go. How's that look in the world? A little bit smaller. 0.25, we'll go for. There we are. File that, save that. Right, so we've got this nice little ball. We need to add projectile movement. What's new? Add collision. Go for a sphere collision. Sphere radius, drag that down just bigger than the ball. The actual mesh is going to have no collision. And this is going to have a collision of projectile. That's not what I clicked. So we're going to give it a custom. Give it a custom collision because it's only going to be the only one that have this. It's query only. It's projectile. Actually, it's going to count as player. And then it's going to ignore everything. It's going to block enemies. And world static and dynamic. And then projectile movement, initial speed will give it like 3,000. And 3,000. Rotation for initial velocity, gravity scale. We're going to give it none because it's going to be pretty accurate, so you don't need it to home. Auto activate, yep. And then begin play. Not on begin play. Actually, we're going to have a delay of about... If it exists for more than 5 seconds, it shouldn't do. It's going to destroy. Just in case it gets like shot off into space. And then on the sphere... On hit. Event hits. We want to... The other actor, if they have has tag, if they have the tag of enemy, branch that. If they have that, we're then going to go for... Lost my train of thought. If they do have it, we want to destroy... No, we want to damage. We'll apply damage. About 10. Damage actor is the actor we hit. Damage class. Normal damage should work fine. And damage caused when events escape. We've got to do that. And if they don't hit, we still need to destroy ourselves. Destroy actor self, and just plug one in here as well. Destroy actor self. Now the way damage is handled on the enemy, I need to check this real quick. So at the moment, if the damage class is equal to player damage, it will do all that. If it's not, it will just do regular damage taken. We still need the damage causer, and we still need the damage type. The damage causer can be the player. We're passing through the damage type anyway. So get player character. Just plug that in. And that should be fine. Oh yeah, I need to spawn him in. L. And of course it's not. Also, it's ignoring the one right here. For some reason. Why is it ignoring him? I think that might... I know why that is. Because I think these... damage things here. What are these set up with? So these are supposed to ignore everything and... only... they can block damage, but only the trace responsive damage. So if I put drone... the shot to damage... Okay, more collision mess. No, not edit preferences. Edit project settings. We've got to make some more collision presets. So at the moment, I've got projectile, which the default response is to block, but I've set all these guys to not block it because I only had enemy projectiles. I need to change that. So we've got a new object channel. This one's called player projectile. Accept, and we're going to rename this one to enemy projectile. Accept. And the default response to all is block. We're going to make some presets. So we've got... if the program would let me scroll down. Thanks, Unreal. Very cool. So we've got custom enemy hitbox, which at the moment blocks damage, overlaps pierce, Would now block player projectiles. That's what we want. The custom enemy capsule should basically ignore any damage stuff, including that. Re-edit this. Enemy projectile. This will just block everything. But will ignore player projectiles. And enemy projectiles. We don't want them to collide with the any projectile stuff. Also want to ignore enemies. There you go. Custom enemy hitbox will ignore them anyways. That's fine. Player projectile. I want it to block damage, and I want it to block. No, enemy hitbox should block damage and block projectile. Projectile enemy capsule should block. Should only be blocking the world and things and enemy. We need to make a new preset for player projectile. This one will have query. Ignore basically everything but enemy. I think that's all I need to do actually. Oh, and the world static as well. World static, world dynamic, pawn. I don't want it to hit any projectiles. I don't want it to hit the player, and I don't want it to hit player projectiles. That should be good. So now I need to spawn them in. Because I still haven't given him the right. So yeah, he will block enemy projectiles now. Or player projectiles, and I need to give the drone projectile the player projectile. There we go, player projectile. Compile, save. And he still doesn't hit. Why? Collision preset. Oh. Because no, query only should be fine, right? Yeah, query only. It should block enemies, which... Is that what the hitbox is set up as? Yeah, hitbox is set up as an enemy. We should also block player projectiles, so they should be blocking each other. I always have a problem with projectiles. I can never figure out what's gone wrong with them. Oh, it's because it's world static, I think, as well. Oh, because I didn't actually change the object type. That's why. Now let's... Oh. So that's what it looks like. Nope. Still nothing. It literally should block it. But it doesn't. Can't tell you why it doesn't, but it doesn't. Does it make any sense? Oh my god, I've just realised why. Well, one of the reasons why. One of the reasons why is because I'm not even actually spawning the right projectile. The reason nothing's changing is because it's still spawning the wrong one. BPT drone, drone attack. That would help. Spawning in the right enemy actually normally does help. It's always projectiles, man. It's always projectiles. Collision component. And then the spheres underneath it. Yep, it's always projectiles. I have all the bloody problems. Query only, it blocks literally everything. Play a projectile. Pile save. Go into here. L. Why does it always do this? It's always fucking projectiles, man. I hate making projectiles because they always just seem to do the opposite of what they should. They always just go through the floor. How did I solved this before? I've solved it 50 times before. Enemy projectiles. Begin play. They get the damage. On component hit, is that what I've got to do rather than just this? Let's try that. It's always a problem when implementing projectiles, man. I know, you can still see it going through. Why? These things just do not do what they should be doing. I swear to God. That's set to no collision, yep. And that's set to block everything but enemy. Collision enabled. Is it because it's not got query as well? Default response is to block everything. Play projectile. Collision enabled, query and physics. Just go with that. Okay. Yep. Play L. Nope, still goes through. Play a projectile. The default response is to block it. Just set everything to block. Okay, yep, L. And it still goes through the floor. Why? On component hit. This literally shouldn't happen. Print string hit. Let's go for that. It doesn't even register the hits. But it's literally play a projectile. Default response is block. Play a response. Play a projectile as a preset. The default response is to literally block everything. It doesn't even collide with the ground, man. Why is an Unreal Engine projectile goes through objects? If your projectile goes too fast, slow down the projectile, increase your physics tick rate. Make sure your static mesh is the root of the component. Surely that's not moving too fast for Unreal, really? It's only going 500. Oh, is the only one? Alright, let's turn it to 500, see if that changes anything. Docs. Right, so let's have a look at this. First person, play. L. No, it's definitely not moving too fast. Let's make a projectile, go through this. I don't think I need to set simulation generates hit events, do I? I've got it set for this. No, I haven't. So why does this one work? I'll enable it, why not? Because that's why. Is that why? Nope, that's not why at all. Oh my god, it's finally working, Jesus Christ. It was because it wasn't a root, even though it was. I don't know why it undid itself from being a root. Okay, fine. But the other one looks fine with it being like this. Not this one, though. Whatever, Unreal being Unreal. We'll roll with it. Event graph hits out actor if it hits an enemy, it deals damage. But now the problem is it needs to be dealing damage to the enemies. Print hit here instead. I'll say play L. I think that could be because it's hitting the... Nope, it's definitely hitting them. It's just not passing... Isn't the enemies out receiving it? Event graph. That's probably something to do with how it's set up here. So we get here, we go... We check the damage type against the player if it's player damage. If it ain't player damage, it should just deal normal damage. but they're not even receiving the damage. We should see, oh no. No, we should see hello every time it hits. But we're not, we're seeing hit, which is happening after the applied damage. Oh, that'll be why. That's easy enough. Pass, save, go. Hey, there we go. Now my question is this projectile going to go through walls? It shouldn't. That's any projectile. That's another thing to sort out. Okay, so it's not. It's going to hit wall and it's going to delete. Any projectile should also do that. It doesn't currently, it just goes through walls. But I think that's because I've got it to overlap. Nope, it is supposed to be hit. And even though it's told to block everything but the enemy, it's probably because it's this way around. So compile, save, go. Let's try this again now. There we go. Okay, that was a case of just the collision and that being wrong. And enemy projectile should hurt me. Or not. Enemy projectile. On the component hit, apply damage. And the other actor. I mean, it's hitting me, but it's not hitting my damage. I think it's because it's hitting this slide hitbox. No, because by default it doesn't have any collision. So we should ignore play projectile. I think you should also ignore pierce as well. So what's going on with the collision here? Yeah, it's blocking any projectile, so it should count as a hit. Is this going to be one of those things where it hits me if I turn away from it? Is it the cube? Has the cube got collision without me realising it? No collision. No collision. Nope. Oh god, I've got to get going. I've just realised the time. Whoops. Yeah, I was supposed to end the stream about 20 minutes ago. Right, yeah, I've got to end the stream right here then. I'll figure out the collision stuff next time. But yeah, thank you all for coming to stream. But yeah, wish you all the best. I'm going to go. Goodbye.